And we are to begin with a division which has an exceptional standing. It is the opposite of the division that we heard of yesterday, the East Central Africa Division, which is the largest division in the world by membership count. It is actually the smallest division by membership count, the Trans-European Division. But make no mistake, it is not because it is small by membership that it is small in spirit. It is my pride and privilege this evening to introduce to you a division which counts 28 countries and territories, stretching from the Arctic Circle in Norway all the way down to the islands of the Mediterranean, and from the UK to the Baltic countries of Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. It is a division that is rich in culture, in languages. It counts 40 languages, and this is the reports that they are going to bring tonight, a report rich in undertaking the gospel, the work of the gospel in a territory that is largely secularized and that presents a great challenge to the church. But not to be defeated, you will hear of astonishing initiatives and creativity. And I would like to say also that even though they are small, and perhaps because they are small, they're a small family, and small families hold together. They have an exceptional spirit of togetherness and brotherly love across the Trans-European Division. I am here to introduce to you its president, Pastor Daniel Duda, and his wife.
Thank you, Claude. Dear brothers and sisters from around the world, it's a real privilege to stand here and share with you the story of God's mission in the territory of Trans-European Division for the past 3 years. These 3 years have been anything but ordinary. We have faced the consequences of global pandemic, the war that touched people in our territory, cost of living crisis, and increases in secularism, postmodernism, relativism, and pluralism. But in the middle of all that, God has been at work. We have seen young people stepping up to lead, churches reaching out in creative and courageous ways, and communities coming together to serve and support one another. We have seen active ADRA teams which have responded in powerful ways, modeling God's character of love and compassion. Our pastors and members have stayed committed, even when the circumstances were tough. The report that you are about to see is not about ecclesiastical programs or numbers. It's about people. It's about telling the story of faith. It's about extraordinary things that God can do through ordinary women and men who say yes to his calling. It's about people who allow the Spirit to use them. And before you watch the video, let me say one more thing. About 55% of our budget comes from the World Church appropriations. So tonight, we want to thank you. We want to thank the worldwide Adventist family for standing together with us in mission. We as a division give more appropriations to our fields than we receive. Thus, your money serves the frontline mission in our part of the world. So, on behalf of Trans-European family, thank you for your support. Thank you for the missionaries which you have sent to us. We still believe that the gospel changes lives, and we are committed to sharing that hope across our region. The work is not finished. There is still a lot to do, but we move forward with confidence because we serve a great God who is already working with his Spirit ahead of us. And now, rather than just telling you about it, we would like to show you. Here is a glimpse into people, places, and mission of the Trans-European Division over the past 3 years. This is his story, God's story across Trans-European Division. Thank you and enjoy the video.
Welcome to the Trans-European Division's report for 2022 to 2025. We are excited to share inspiring stories of how our members are responding to the I Will Go call. We are actively loving, growing, and sharing the everlasting gospel by combining proven strategies with innovative approaches in partnership with God to expand His kingdom.
Over the last 20 years, on average, 7 new congregations have been planted in the TED. In 2025 alone, over 75 new groups are at some stage of organization, and this is because of the passion of our members, pastors, and leaders across our 22 countries.
Meet the team of young adults leading Oikos House, a vibrant church plant focused on sharing life together.
Okay, so here's the schedule for this week. For today, we're going to have the small groups. Then on Wednesday, we're going to do the floor bowl, and we can make sure to invite some people, especially if they're not really in church yet. For Saturday, we're going to start with brunch. At 2, we're going to start with the home church. Then for Sunday, we have our turn in the soup kitchen again.
I was looking for a community where people really care about each other and where you can walk with each other and share faith, share life together, and get to know each other more on a deeper level and serve God together.
The Christian values so often preached in the pulpit, we have them here in practice.
On Sabbaths, the house is full of all kinds of people. Almost every Sabbath we have new visitors, and in our 5-year journey, we have seen God doing many miracles. Many have found a spiritual home. Lives have been touched and transformed, and many have given their life to Jesus in baptism, and people have discovered their calling in ministry. In short, the family is growing as we draw closer to God together. And all of this is happening in a home called Oikos.
The East London School of Music is dedicated to training urban children in music, with the Hackney Adventist Church as the central hub.
Our mission is reaching communities, disadvantaged families through the area of classical music. And they have found that coming here has helped them mentally, socially. That is our main mission. They do classical pieces, but we introducing more and more hymn arrangements now. On the spiritual side, we do have conversations. People who are not of our faith, they ask us, what is Seventh-day Adventist? What do you do? And things like that. And the fact that our schools close, they were closed on a Friday and Sabbath, and they respect that.
A group of members had a vision to plant a church for their secular friends and neighbours. Their pastor, Tabitha Purple, shares the story.
We had 2 churches in over 100 kilometers of land with about 7 cities. And then I was like, where's the rest of the Adventists? I came with this vision that there would be other churches planted. And as ministry goes, your members start to catch this fire. All of a sudden, people are like, yes, let's do this. And we had our first church plant in Remond. And once that took off, then it sort of sparked this interest from everyone else to say, oh, it's possible. And we have our second church plant that came on this year. And so if you're just regular folk and you want to reach somebody for Jesus, the people that you actually know are your first port of call. And so we have been working in the main churches on this outlook, really instilling in people what are the opportunities that you have to share Jesus with the person sitting opposite you. That sort of ministry in which you're really involved locally with the issues that affect your people and saying, hi, I love Jesus and I'm doing this because that's why.
After being diagnosed with cancer, Dimitri was given just 6 months to live.
But a follow-up scan revealed something very different.
My prayer was simple. God, if you are there, please save me, I want to live. And 1 month after, we got the results, and I was free of cancer. When I was young, I used to be an atheist. Then my mother said, don't be stupid. This is a miracle. Do you see the miracle? So this was a radical remission of terminal cancer. I was about to die, and I was healthy again. I started reading the Bible. I wanted to know more about this God, Jesus Christ. Jesus gave me hope. In 2019, I met with an Adventist Church in Thessaloniki. I got baptized. My mother also, my wife, and my sister also. A year after that, my best friend and his spouse got baptized too. We are now the Adventist Church in Xanthi. From 2024, I also work to the Adventist Church as a church planter. We as a family and the church here in Xanthi, we spread the good news.
We're reaching young adults eager to explore the faith and science connection. Each year, the Mind Days conference brings Adventists and their college friends together for deep discussions.
I feel like this conference is a little bit one of a kind. Personally, I'm someone who sometimes struggles with questions of like, how can science and my religion, my faith coexist?
So when we started the Snapok, the Mind Days 4 years ago, we had actually a small-minded idea, but after 4 years and actually more than 400 participants, I couldn't imagine that so many young people, young professionals would be interested in science and how science relates to faith.
This conference gave me the opportunity to rethink my faith. Now I search for evidence also in scripture, and I feel like it deepens my connection with Christ and with the message of the Bible.
My questions are valid. And there are answers, there are so many answers, and I can tell this to my peers, I can tell these to my friends who are also curious to know these answers.
Now we have volunteers who are helping from outside the church. We have participants who are outside from the church, and those are young people as well who are participating in the Snapok. This is what really important for me, that we started small, but now we can share it with everybody.
I'm very happy to be here, and I will encourage everyone to come next year too, because it's always a pleasure.
How do you help people feel a part of our church before they believe?
So when we first started, our vision, I would say, is that we wanted to have a functioning choir, that the community members outnumbered the Adventist members. We had one rehearsal, it's quite profound, a lady who had been coming for 2 months or so, and she said, "Can I ask a question?" And I said, "Of course." She said, "We sing a lot of songs about a sparrow. What is that all about?" Before I could even open my mouth, I had another member, not Adventist, said, "Oh, that's because the Bible says that God takes care of the sparrow, so we don't have to think and worry about our lives." I'll never forget one lady who came in, and her first words were, "This is it, this is my last opportunity, otherwise I'm gone. I've tried to commit suicide before, it didn't work, but I thought, let me just try this God thing and see what it's all about." She came to the first rehearsal. We sang The Reason Why We Sing, as we do, and she broke down. And she said she's never felt such a warm hug. That's the reason why we sing.
We will sing our song to Jesus, the one whom we adore.
Every church plant is unique. Meet the team using badminton, social activities, and care groups to connect with their community.
Care groups are small groups that meet up every week, intentionally building relationships with people. Whether or not you're Christian, whether or not you are Adventist, or whether or not you're Muslim, it doesn't matter, because we believe in following Jesus' method, which is to build genuine connections unconditionally. CARE stands for C-A-R-E, Christ attitude reflected in everyone. We want to reflect His attitude so that we can add value in the people's lives.
So we have like people from the Philippines, people from Malaysia, from even the local as well. So we are together and bringing different kind of food and stuff like that. And then we also share our experiences, and then we have like some activities, like for example, badminton, going to different places and stuff like that. So it's like a sense of togetherness.
I was able to see how Care Group offered what we call seekers, like non-Adventists, a sense of belonging. Care Group has quite literally given me an active way to be a disciple maker rather than kind of just sitting around in church.
Against a backdrop of snowy slopes and shared laughter, the Copenhagen Cafe Church plant is coming alive once more, reuniting with former members and new friends at the annual ski camp.
This ski trip is their church. That is the only time that they actually attend church. And we have a week together where we can talk and we can do things together. And they come to the worship and they're part of the singing. And that becomes kind of a mini church within the church.
So since COVID, 2019-2020, they have been a group of people from the Cafe Church that have met every single Wednesday or Saturday for 3 years straight, and they have just prayed only for the Cafe Church to grow. And nothing happened for the first 3 years, but they kept on growing, they kept on praying, and now there has been a big explosion since summer, and almost every Saturday we see people that have left the church for 20 years, 15 years, and they're just coming back. And also my parents, they haven't officially left the church, but they haven't been in the church for 10 years, 15 years, and now they're also back. So it's amazing to see how God answers your prayers. You just have to be continuous. You have to keep praying and you have to have faith in it. But He answers because Cafe Church is a living proof of it.
In Europe's oldest historic Adventist church, founded in 1879 and visited by Ellen White, the Sobar 74 Centre of Influence is teaching locals how to connect without alcohol.
Hi, my name is Beth and I help run Sobar 74. As the name suggests, it is an alcohol-free bar. 74 stands for the address at which the bar is located, and the icon that we have is the church steeple, considering that we're located in the church basement in the heart of Oslo. Sobar is a social space where you can come, hang out with friends, taste some amazing mocktails, and know that it's not centered around alcohol.
For over 40 years, Agape Ensemble has used music to connect people, transform lives, and expand God's kingdom. Their concerts unite nations, building bridges through Christ-centered music.
So we became very well known in the country as an excellent ensemble, and they know we come from that small Adventist community, and there is no longer that stigma, some sort of sect, but a normal church where there are young people who sing in a joyful, cheerful way. So we have shattered all prejudices in that regard. And I would dare to say that our Adventist Church in Croatia has become known for agape, and that some people know agape before the church, but then they say, oh, that's the church from agape.
We're planting digital faith communities on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Life with God is reaching thousands through this ministry.
We came up with an idea how to show the experience from the people who was touched by the God's hand.
So this project came as the result of prayer. You were praying, God, show me what you want from me, and this idea crystallized in the process.
Yes, it's been 4 years. For now, we have 53 interviews, with average views about 11,000-12,000. And on TikTok we have 2.1 million views, 1.5 million views.
So you have non-believers watching.
Yes.
But you also have former Adventists
Yeah.
who, after seeing these stories, feel, oh, maybe there's something different that I haven't heard yet. Maybe my faith was too intellectual and this can lead me in a path of more experiential.
And the Bible is the book who can change the life. We need to give to the people that.
We're equipping a new generation of digital evangelists to share the gospel authentically through their phones and social media, empowering them to plant digital communities.
God is using diverse methods in the Trans-European Division. You can see the traditional methods and also new alternative methods with the young people and their excitement, their enthusiasm. God is using it to accomplish great things in our midst and for the future. And that fills us with optimism and thankfulness for the great God that we serve and the future He holds for us in Trans-European Division.